the first pillar, which is communication. And communication falls under time management because a lot of time can be lost when communication parameters and strategies aren't really taken a look at. So, one of the first items to be communicated about related to time management is work hours. What are your official work hours? Is it Monday through Friday, 8 to 5? Do you have a flex schedule? What are your official work hours? We've got 8 to 5, 7 to 4. Okay, a lot of Monday through Friday so far. We've got a flex in here. All right, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5-ish. Okay, great. You know what your work hours are. What about response times to communications? What is your company's official policy on how long do you have to respond to an IM, an email, internal versus external? What are the official response times? And if your company or department doesn't have one, please share that. Just like Caitlin, not sure if we even have a response policy, no response time requirements. We do not have one, unsure. Okay. So this usually happens across the board in all industries. And here is how that relates to time management. When no one is clear on what the response times are, most people default to, I need to respond instantly. And the more instantly you react to those IMs and to the emails, then the more your productivity lowers. So they are inversely related. That is why, as both an individual and as a leader, it's really important to establish what are the expected response times. Because when people know what that officially is, even if it's not company wide, just within your department or even within your team, it helps the team be more productive because they are not constantly looking at their IMs, they are not constantly looking at their emails. They can actually get some work time in, some concentration time in for 10 or 15 minutes. So definitely take a look at any response time policies that you can enact or at least suggest to a team or a department. Another strategy related to communications is specified pathways. Does anybody want to take a guess in the chat box? What do you think I mean by pathways? Communication type, yes. Whether to email, IM, call, yes, exactly. And getting even more specific, we're talking about pathways for sharing specific types of communications and specific type of documents. A lot of time is lost in the communication process when people cannot find the information they need. Was it in Slack? Was it in Teams? Was it in an IM? Was it in an email? Was it in a text? And that is why forward thinking companies, and if not the whole company, at least a department or team, they clarify what those pathways are, especially within a project. So everybody is establishing, if we need to share this kind of document, it is going into this area. So that way you can scale back on lost time looking for information. And then finally, related to communication, being open to negotiating time. When folks on the team, most especially your direct reports, if they don't understand when a deadline is or why that deadline is given, and they just keep trying to finish things as requests and questions are thrown their way, it's very hard for them to prioritize. It's important to establish that open communication of negotiating time. So if you hand off a task to a direct report and say, I need this, that direct report hopefully is going to feel open enough to say, can we talk about when this is due and where it falls into the priority levels? So if that hasn't been established as a piece of open communication that is welcome within your team, that is definitely something to take a look at. So these are the top 4 ways that time is lost within a team and within a department. So if you are the leader of a team or of a department or an entire wing or section, it's really important to take a look at these policies and not just you yourself understand what they are, but make sure that the teams that you work with also establish what they are.